Ladies and gents, welcome back. All things covered. Patrick Peterson, Bryant McFadden. Boy, this is a tough show for all of us right now. There's a lot that just transpired this past weekend that caused me a lot of grief, it's safe to say. On this show, we will be, unfortunately, recapping the loss to the Arizona Cardinals, Pittsburgh. On this show, we will be talking a little bit about my Florida State Seminoles, the ultimate college snub.
Oh, man.
Well, it's a tough weekend for your boy. I know you had a tough weekend, Pat P, but boy.
Yeah, you had double.
I'm down bad, man.
Yeah, you down all the way bad.
I'm all the way down bad. I'm glad I'm not a drinker, boy, because I'll be drunk right now trying to
still
drink
a shot, but we'll talk about another day too.
I need more than a shot right now, man. I need just to feel like I can go
Matt,
away for a little minute. And come
all you can do is be like me and just laugh it off, man. That's all you can do. Laugh it off, man. Tomorrow gonna be a better day.
That's what they told me, but it ain't happened yet. I ain't get there yet. I think it's gonna get worse because for me, it's gonna get worse when it get close to playoff time and bowl time, and I'm starting to watch playoff football, college.
Man, next year they're talking about they putting up to 8 teams, so you'll be
12. No, I don't want to. Yeah, I can't. Okay. I don't want to put off for tomorrow what we can take care of today. That's what the old folks said.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. But
yeah,
ultimate stuff.
That's a tough show right now, fans. So for all you listeners and viewers, man, if you got something you want to drink, man, the ease your pain and your sorrow, I suggest you pour it up right now. Take a shot for me, for my guy Pat P. Whatever it is you do for comfort, man, while you listen and watch us, man, on this show. Now is the time to partake in whatever that is.
Please do it for me because it's the 24-hour rule. I'm past whatever happens Sunday. Mac, you should be past whatever happens Sunday. Today's Monday. Tomorrow's going to be Tuesday. Ain't nothing we can do about yesterday. You got to live.
Look at you trying to be optimistic.
Man, I'm just saying. Ain't nothing we can do about yesterday. Right or wrong?
You're right. I can still give my rants.
Man, I have
my college football committee. Man. Yeah. Well, you got to get ready for another ball game. I don't. So these things will be talked about on this show in the early look ahead because you guys play Thursday night football.
Thursday night football against the New England Patriots, man.
Well, they offense bad. Please don't lose to the Patriots, Pat.
Boy, I tell you, Mac, listen.
We go. Woo. If y'all trying to put me in the hospital, lose to the Patriots.
You might put me in the hospital too.
Well, we're going to talk about it. Stay tuned. Steelers lose to the Arizona Cardinals 24-10. My prediction was 20-12. So I had 3 predictions. Of course, the outcome of the ball game and a win. That didn't happen. 400 yards. You guys, the offense had 317. Close, but didn't happen. Kenny Pickett, 2 touchdowns. Nope, because he got knocked out of the ball game. I had 4 predictions, my bad. And the 4th was defense, 3 sacks, 2 turnovers. Nope. Defense had 2 sacks, 0 turnovers. Pat P, was that the worst loss of the season?
No, that was not the worst loss of my season.
Oh, no, you said this year. Yeah, I ain't saying your career. This season. Was that?
No. I probably say the worst, in my opinion, the worst loss of the season would probably be, I mean, this was a bad loss as well. But against Cleveland.
From afar, from me,
this was a bad loss too, but they had their starting quarterback. You know what I mean? It was just many more variables in that game versus this game. Because this game, our quarterback ended up getting knocked out. You know, our linebacker not making any.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, not making any excuses at all. They beat us. Our guard got knocked out.
Why everybody was getting put to sleep? Well, you don't. When you say knocked out, you mean concussed?
We was say it again.
They were getting concussed or just injuries?
No, these were real injuries.
Oh, I thought you were like getting put to sleep.
No, ain't nobody got concussed. These are real injuries. So
yeah,
we was leaking, man. So like I said, in the Cleveland game, we was all equipped for that game. So it wasn't like anybody was, hurting or anybody wasn't available, for the most part. So this was a bad loss, in my opinion.
But you say Cleveland was the worst loss so far,
in my opinion.
In your opinion, all right. So one of my favorite TV shows is Pat P.
What, Friends?
No, do I look like a Friends guy? Shouts out to all the Friends lovers out there, by the way. No knock, but I don't watch Friends. I never watch Friends. Why you say Friends?
Ask me a question, Matt. Why
type of weird answer is that? But out of all the shows, you say Friends. Where'd that come from?
This came out of nowhere. You asked me your favorite show, so I thought it was going to be.
Do you watch Friends?
Ironic answer.
Do you watch Friends?
No, I don't watch no show. Only my favorite shows like Martin, Fresh Prince.
So why you ain't say that for me?
Because you came out of the blue with it. It wasn't like it was
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was a tee up question.
well, one of my favorite shows that I love to watch is Law and Order.
Oh, you said that. You did say that.
Law and Order, SVU. Organized crime, the new age Law and Order has organized crime. We want to go back in time to the old straight Law and Order, but right now SVU, Olivia Benson is one of my favorite actresses, by the way. I love her on Law and Order. Ice-T, the whole team. But the thing about Law and Order that I like in regards to my current career now as an analyst, I love when they're in the courtroom scene and you have a DA or a defense attorney trying to get the jurors to sway to their side based on their points. The person they're defending could be guilty, but it's their job to make you think that they're not guilty. And it's a little pet peeve. I love watching it because it's almost like you got to try to persuade the crowd, sway them this way or that way. So in regards to your answer, I disagree with you. And I'm going to give you valid points to which I think you're going to agree with me when I'm done. Why Arizona was not the worst loss of the season. I mean, why Arizona is the worst loss of the season compared to Cleveland. Okay, Cleveland Browns. You played Cleveland on the road. Yes, there was a quarterback issue, rookie quarterback, but Cleveland's defense at that time was considered the best in the league, right? One of the best. So you knew your offense was going to struggle, to say the least, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, at that time, you still had Matt Canada as the offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the offense was a bit stagnant, and you were going against one of the more tougher defenses in the National Football League, and you were on the road, right?
Right.
But with all of that, you guys still were right there in winning that ball game. They beat you by a game-winning field goal, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So weeks later, you fire Matt Canada. Last week, we saw a surge of offensive production that gave all of us hope to think, wow, this offense is starting to turn the corner, especially with them firing Matt Canada. Beat Cincinnati. Now you come back home to the crib, fired up. You're playing against a team that only had 2 wins. Yes, their quarterback was back, but this was a 2-win team in the Arizona Cardinals. Outside the quarterback, Connor didn't have a lot going for them. And by the way, their defense, best case scenario, just a unit, right? They fight hard, they compete, but they're nowhere close to the unit you guys faced off against in Cleveland. So one would think, even with the injuries that you guys sustain, you still should have enough to weather the storm. And you're at home. And by the way, they beat you by 14 points. You lost to Cleveland by 3. Cleveland has more talent than Arizona on both sides of football. Cleveland has a more experienced coaching staff, and Cleveland is a playoff caliber team. Arizona has no shot in going to the playoffs. Well, no, they don't have no shot. The only thing they're fighting for is a top 3 draft pick.
Yeah.
So when I look at all of that, I think this is the worst loss. This is the worst loss compared to that Cleveland game, because if you lose to Cleveland, the most important thing is that's a divisional game. But outside of it being a divisional game, Cleveland is a better team than at that time, for sure. 3 weeks ago, Cleveland, now they got a lot going on right now. They just started Joe Flacco this past Sunday. But you play Cleveland at home, and you know anything about division games at home, anything can happen. That's why I say this was the worst loss so far this season, because Arizona is not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Cleveland can get in the playoffs.
Yeah. And I get that. I get all of the points that you said, and I'm right there with you. But I feel like
Why you got to give me a butt?
No, I feel like we shouldn't have lost to whatever string quarterback it was.
You're right. You shouldn't.
And I feel like anytime you have your starting quarterback, you have a chance. Like anytime you have your guy in the starting lineup, you have a chance. Like
that's true.
Like you play this game. Like everybody prepare the same. Like regardless of the record, the team that shows up in the stadium is gonna show up to fight, regardless who's on the field. But if they have their guy as their quarterback, they have a fighting chance.
So let me ask you this question. And I agree with you, Pat P. I'm not saying you're wrong. I agree. But what is more likely?
This one is more, to me, is more demoralizing because obviously
it's more heartbreaking.
Yeah, we should have beat a 2 and whatever record.
Yeah, we're 2-7, 2-8, something like that.
But we allowed them to have hope. We allowed
what went wrong? Like what went wrong? Was the weather delays an issue you think for you guys? You had 2 weather delays, right?
Yeah, we had I lost count after the second one. So I don't know how many weather delays we had, but I ain't gonna blame it on the weather delay or anything like that. We just got outplayed, man. We did not play the way we should have played to win that ball game. And we gave a 2, like I said, 2 and whatever record team hope.
Mm-hmm.
Let them stick around, and you can't give teams.
You can't do that.
No, you can't do that. So we gave hope and gave them confidence that they can win the ball game. And next thing you know, it was too late for them.
It was too late. A coach told all of us one time, hey, don't be playing with your food on the plate.
Man.
Eat it. Stop playing around with that food.
No, you can't.
The defining moment for me, Pat P, when I watched that ball game, you let me know how you feel. The defining moment, right? Of course, when Kenny Pickett went down after he scrambled, limped out of the ball game, in comes Trubisky. The offense decided to go for it on 4th down on the 1-yard line. Got stopped. Man. Yeah, got stopped. It's 3-3 at that point in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. Got stopped. Got stopped. Arizona offense comes on the football field. Not only did their defense take points off the scoreboard, didn't allow anything with that 4th down stop. They drove 90+ yards. Penalties, and scored a touchdown. Penalties. I think you guys had 3 or 4 penalties that drive, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Now they go up 10-3, and you guys never could get over that hump.
Yeah.
No, I think that was a defining moment.
I agree. I agree with you 100%, man. And I just remember Coach talking about, man, like we can't get 1 yard. Like
1 yard.
Obviously, we especially this time of the year, we gonna ride the wave that the bigs provide for us. This time of the year in this weather, you got to run the football and you got to be stout at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I feel like over the last 4 weeks we've been very, very stout at the run game, and it was definitely a turning point. Not able to capture that 1 yard at the 1 yard line to get a touchdown. But at the end of the day, you got a lot of football still to be played. Mm-hmm. You got to find a way to overcome that, and we just didn't find a way to overcome it.
So how do, moving forward? Of course, you got a short week, so you got to get over that loss and get ready for an AFC opponent. But mentally, how do you guys stay intact? Knowing that, we just lost to a bad team at home, clearly was one of the more surprising losses of the NFL weekend, but we're better than that. Let's get ready for the Patriots. How do you get everything back in rhythm?
And that's the beauty about this league, man. You get another opportunity, and we were fortunate enough to get another opportunity on a short week. Man, we know that we still control our destiny. We understand that obviously that was not our best ball, and we've done that a number of times. But it's December. We about to roll into January here in a minute. It's going to become a point of the season where it can't be no more. Damn, I wish I would have done that better. Or damn, I wish I would have. I could have been in that position. Like, we got to get all of that out of our system, man, if we want to be where we want to go, because we're a very, very optimistic team, man, and all we need is an opportunity. But we have to continue to believe in one another, continue to believe in what we have going on to where we can be, singularly focused on the task at hand, So I believe for us, it's just obviously getting the win this week, to get that bad taste out of our mouths. And, moving forward, just not starting out so slow, man. We have to start out fast and start out on the right foot in order to be successful and having the engineer the victory be more easier.
Yeah. What's up with the slow starts? Like, we've been seeing that, showing up here and there. Like, the sense of urgency, you got to be there, especially when, as you mentioned, when you're playing against a bad team, don't play around with them because they start believing. Like, if you jump on the neck early, it's safe to say they're going to fold. But if you allow them to stick around, eventually they're going to actually believe, man, we got more than a fighting chance. We can go ahead and win this ball game. Like, how do you guys get out of this slow start and jump in a 100-meter race out the gate instead of, doing a marathon type sprint?
I think, man, it's going to start with, obviously with in practice, believing that you can start off to a fast start, practicing at a different pace and things like that, So, I'm no offensive coordinator, I'm not on the offensive side of the ball. So, that's above my pay grade. But
yeah. Well, what about the defensive side? What?
Yeah, on the defensive side, I feel like we just have to. It comes down to penalties, man. It really does, because if you look at all of our scoring drives that we've given up this year, it all come off a penalty drive. I mean, so as you've seen, like over the last 6-7 weeks, we've been very stout. A lot of teams haven't been able to score a lot of points on us. It's just been
you're helping them.
Yeah, we're giving them assists on getting into the box, So on the defensive side of the ball, it's just being cleaner all around.
Yeah,
not having penalties on the back end and up front, and that's going to be our way of being able to start faster, because you look at the games. The proof is in the pudding. It's just when we have those PIs, those holdings, those roughing the passers, or whatever they want to call on the defensive side of the ball. That's when those drives lead to points. And if we want to continue to be, as good as we want to be and also help out our offense, we have to be cleaner on defense.
And I'll say this too, it wasn't showing up a lot against Cincinnati, but in the game against the Cardinals, missing Holcomb and not having Quan Alexander showed up.
Them two.
Yeah.
Also missing late in the ball game, E-Rob, man. E-Rob is he's right now, he was rated before he got hurt the number one run stopper linebacker in the league.
Yeah. And you already thin at the inside linebacker position anyway.
Exactly. So hell, we're gonna have two new linebackers in there look like this week. So we'll see what the game plan is moving forward, but it definitely hurt missing all of the key guys that we was hoping to have with us along this journey.
Yeah. And what kind of blow is it, knowing that Kenny is going to be out a few weeks, especially as you mentioned in December football?
Man, that's a big blow, man, especially this time of the year in December, missing your starting quarterback. There's always questions there, but Mitch been a starting quarterback. He's won ball games in this league, so coaching staff have nothing but confidence, and trusting him that he can go out there and get the job done. Just as a defense, we're gonna have to our antennas are gonna have to be up for 60 minutes on not allowing anything, because the margin of error is very, very small. So my question is, how many games did Trubisky start this year? Was it 2, Eric? This year?
Yeah. Because Kenny,
this year.
Did he played some?
He haven't started any games this year. He played against the Rams maybe for one play, and I want to say Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought he played
No,
some
he
nicer
didn't.
reps.
He didn't. He didn't start. Jacksonville was a game that he pretty much finished off for
And it
us
didn't
before
look good.
he got knocked out. Yeah, he got knocked out of that game, and then he only played maybe, like I said, a couple plays in the Rams game. So 27 snaps total.
27 snaps. All right. Yeah, 27 attempts versus
And
Jacksonville.
if you go to ask me about no quarterbacks, I don't know nothing about that, Mac. I already know.
I know.
I don't know nothing.
I just want to know, like,
I don't know.
I know. I know you don't know. I'm just speaking for the people. Can I talk for the people?
Yes,
I just want to know if things don't go well, are we gonna ever see Mason Rudolph getting a shot? I mean,
I don't know. Man. We all have
I'll say this for our fan base that are listening and watching us. We thank you for your support. Hopefully, we don't have to worry about what's going on with Mason Rudolph. Hopefully, when you're watching the game, like, dang, where Mason Rudolph at? Because if you're asking where a guy is, that means the guy who's in playing ain't doing a good enough job. So we're going to leave it at that. Trubisky is going to be a starter Thursday against the New England Patriots. Hopefully, we don't have any questions about why Mason Rudolph ain't playing.
Right.
So, but one silver lining with you guys losing. Cleveland lost.
We still at number 5.
Y'all still at 5. I don't know how that's possible, y'all.
Man, all we have to do is worry about and control what we can control. Goddamn, I'm sorry for my language.
Man, nobody. This is an adult show.
But God dog it,
this is an adult show. You can talk that talk,
man, and see what happens after that.
Yeah, let me look. As I look at the playoffs right now, the playoff picture. Yeah, y'all lost, but y'all still right where y'all need to be. Y'all still, like, if the playoffs were to start today, you're 5.
Right where
Cleveland,
we started last week.
Yeah, so Cleveland lost, so they're 7-5. Indy won, they're 7-5. Houston won, they're 7-5. So as you guys know, top 7 make it. So you win this week, in Cleveland. Who Cleveland has this upcoming week? Cleveland has Jacksonville. Cleveland has Jacksonville. We need Jacksonville to beat Cleveland. The Colts, they have who they have this week? The Colts have Cincy. I mean, at this point in time, Cincy just a body. You would like for Cincy to beat
against Jacksonville right now.
Yeah, they're playing tough against Jacksonville. And then Houston has who the Texans have. They got down. That's who playing good. They got the Jets at the Jets. They'll beat the Jets. So more of the story, just win. And
man, like I said, I ain't worrying about none of that.
Get in. Yeah, it's not college football. It's not college football. There's not a group of people that decide if y'all should get in or not. Because if they were, they probably say y'all shouldn't get in. This ain't college football.
Control what we can control. So, speaking of college football,
yeah, man.
How you feeling about your nose, man?
I feel good about my nose. I don't feel good about the committee.
I'm sorry about that. How you feel about the committee on how they felt about the nose?
Pat P, I can talk different with you compared to other people. You know what I mean? Because some people don't have logical conversations. They only see it from one set of lenses. But for us, we see it as players and we see it as fans. Right? And my thought and my logic is it's unfair for a group of people that's not directly associated with the product that's on the football field to say, we think these teams are better than that team. And they never played each other. Exactly. And this same committee a week ago, leading into championship Saturday, said that they felt like Oregon was one of the 4 best teams in college football. And then Oregon goes out and play Washington on Friday and got kicked in the teeth. Luckily enough for Washington, they were able to play the game. Because if they didn't play that game,
they don't get in.
They don't get in. Because they felt the committee was basically saying Oregon, the way they've been playing and blowing people out, man, they're one of the 4 best teams with a Heisman candidate at the quarterback position in Bo Nix. And man, and they were, don't you know, that Pac-12 championship game, Oregon was a 9-point favorite.
Man,
having already lost to Washington.
Man, this playoff stuff is a joke, man.
It's a joke.
What they should have done was just left it as the BCS championship, man.
Man, no question. Because if it was the BCS rules, we had a way better chance of getting in than what they did to us. So my thing is this: since Little League football, high school football, college football, it's the same logic. If you win all of your games, you will have a shot to compete for a championship.
Especially if you're a Power 5 team.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn who you play. And the fact that the guys came out and said that the reason why we didn't pick them is because they lost their quarterback, that's what the playoff is all about. You giving another team a fighting chance. So nobody's on a pedestal. They did all they could to be qualified to be a playoff team. Their quarterback got hurt doing a football play. There's nothing that those kids can do about that.
And they should be applauded for still finding ways to win ball games.
Exactly. And I don't want to hear nothing about no ratings or they ain't gonna be able to put up no offense, no points. Damn that. They had a great, unbelievable season, especially what they came from last year. Ain't nobody give them a chance. I know I didn't. Give them a chance.
I was talking that talk since day one.
I know you was.
I was talking that talk since day one.
I know nobody wasn't giving them much of a chance to be in the playoff, and these guys came out and had an undefeated season, man. And they freaking robbed those kids from an undefeated season. I don't give a dang on who they played, man. They deserve to be in the playoffs because they have all the criteria. They beat 3 of the top 25 teams. They won their conference championship. And they're undefeated.
They're undefeated. And get this, Pat P.
What are you talking about?
2 teams that had 1 loss got in.
That's what I'm saying. And on top of that, yeah, I know. Alabama won the
SEC championship game.
SEC championship. So you knocking and I get all of what they're talking about. So you saying now Georgia was the number 1 team, now they're the number 6 team in the country?
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like Georgia go from being 1 the entire year to now being
6.
And they got so Texas and Alabama was 7 and 8. They jumped from 7 and 8 to 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
And they both got losses.
Come on, man.
And get this, Texas got applauded for blowing out Oklahoma State, who lost to South Alabama at home. South Alabama beat Oklahoma State 33-7.
Man, this is horrible.
At home.
It's bad. And I'm an SEC guy, and I love SEC ball to death. But man, the committee got this one wrong, man. They robbed those kids out of Florida State, man. Real talk.
And all these,
I don't give a dang on, like, you give any man an opportunity.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
No question.
Anything can happen.
No question.
So I don't want to hear that you talking about, we think since their quarterback is out, we don't think they have an opportunity.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
But that's the thing. You talk a lot of people that are saying or feeling that they ain't really play no ball.
Yeah, man.
Football is the ultimate team sport. Now, this is basketball and your key guy is out. Okay, cool. It takes 11 people to be on the same page. Even if you're missing a key starter, you still have 10 other guys, along with the guy who's filling in for the injured player, to do their job. Football is about momentum, it's about turnovers, and it's about adjustments. And one thing I do know about Florida State, especially this year, if we lost our quarterback, we have so many pros that are surrounding him. We got 2 legit wide receivers that's going to be draft picks. We got a tight end that's going to be a draft pick for sure. We got 2 running backs that are draft pick guys. We got offensive linemen, at least 3 of those guys going to get drafted. So we're not a team like that's so dependent on the quarterback because we got pros that are surrounding them, and our defense is loaded.
Hey, this is what they come back to. We didn't want this to be another TCU type.
That's what I said. I said, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on now. And then I said this. I said, last time I checked, TCU kicked Michigan in the teeth last year. That's how they got a chance to play against Georgia. And TCU and Florida State is totally different. Florida State got different dudes. No knock on TCU, but we got different. Come on, Pat. You almost went to Florida State.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying that we didn't want this to be another
TCU. Like TCU and Florida State, they're not in the same neighborhood. The neighborhood Florida State is in. They got an HOA fee. TCU ain't got that. They ain't like a little duplex right now. It's different, right, Pat?
It's very different.
Like I said, we got pros on our team right now. Even without our quarterback, we have pros that will keep things in perspective and keep things competitive. Our defense is loaded on all 3 levels. We got a bunch of experienced transfers. We got playmakers. We got speed.
I was disappointed, Mac.
Yeah, but see, a lot of people saying we don't want this to be another TCU. They ain't really watch. They're not watching college football. We've always been able to recruit with the best of them, even when we were down. It's Florida State. Did you consider coming out? Did you take a trip to TCU?
Huh?
When you were getting recruited out of high school, did you consider TCU?
The phone broke up. Shit, Mac.
No. When you came out of high school, did you consider TCU?
LSU?
TCU.
I don't even know those letters, man.
Exactly. But we ain't trying to be funny, but it's just different. It ain't the same. It ain't that for these people that are comparing, saying we don't want. No, the same people that Alabama is recruiting, the same
Florida State recruiting can get them,
and we getting them too. The same that Georgia's getting, Ohio State, Michigan, and all these. Come on, we don't recruit with TCU. No, we don't. I was a 5-star. You was a 5-star. We were both tops in our position. I'm not considering no TCU. I'm not. When I came out of high school, I'm not. What you talking about?
Hey,
that ain't where I'm going.
And I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to this. When Alabama, they obviously had quarterback controversies all year, right?
They benched him.
He ended up catching his way.
Yep.
Who they almost? What was that tight game they played in down there in Florida?
Man, they almost beat South Florida. Almost beat Alabama. What are we talking about? They almost lost to South Florida, the Bulls, in Tampa. And then for everybody saying that Florida State struggled against their two opponents without their quarterback. Okay, if you want to say struggle,
they didn't even score.
Hold on, but Pat P. Against Florida, we covered the spread.
Yep.
Right? We ain't just win. We covered the spread.
And it came back, though. Back.
Alabama needed a miracle with all their starters to beat a bad Auburn team. A Hail Mary to win with all their starters.
4th and 31.
4th and 31. The week before, New Mexico State, who was a 25-point underdog, beat Auburn at home. But, Alabama is playing some of their best football right now. Did y'all just forget about the Hail Mary that they needed to beat Auburn? A bad Auburn team, by the way. See, the narrative is changing. Like, I respect Alabama. I think Alabama's a good team. But you can't sit here and say, well, Florida State struggled in their last two teams, against their last two opponents, but they win, but they struggled. They didn't look the same. Well, what about Alabama that struggled and needed a prayer? We didn't need a prayer against Florida. We beat them. We didn't need a prayer against Louisville. We beat them. We beat them by 10. We covered the spread.
And Alabama it didn't score on offense.
And it's going on. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about, man? I feel for the seniors that can't come back to try to, right their wrong and prove them wrong. I feel for those kids. I feel for the guys that are probably going to leave early because you did everything you're supposed to do. The same criteria is for all ball players on any level. When you go to camp, our goal is to try to win every ball game. Go undefeated. Because if you go undefeated, you're going to be in position to do what? Compete for a championship.
How many Power 5 teams are undefeated, Matt?
3.
Oh, okay.
There's 3. There's Michigan, Washington, and Florida State. Think about that. 13-0.
Hey, did y'all win the ACC?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought so.
What do we
do? But man, like I said, Matt, ain't nothing we can do about it, baby.
Ain't nothing we can do about it. But that committee need to be kicked in their ass. All of them. You got some people who ain't there really play ball. You got a few ball players. You got a few coaches. But as a coach, you say, man, listen, I understand what y'all talking about. And they said they were asking people in the room, who would you rather play? Well, of course you would say Florida State because they got a backup quarterback. But also, too, you can't knock this team for what they did. They still win ball games. Right. Y'all about to play with y'all backup quarterback. We see what Cleveland doing right now with their backup quarterback. They losing.
Yeah, they went through 3 of
them. They losing.
They just called us Joe Flacco.
How many Power 5 teams could play with their backup or their third string and win 2 significant games? One on the road, one in a neutral site against another ranked opponent. Not too many. And a true freshman who hadn't played all year, but we found a way to win. So it's man, I'm sorry about my rant. I'm gonna keep ranting. I'm gonna keep talking about it, but somebody need to be kicked in their ass for this. Yeah, I know I don't cuss. I'm gonna spell it like the kids do. Spell it out. Because they did wrong for that, Pat P. Them boys fault.
Hey, man, I'm with you, Mac. I felt when I saw it, I said, oh, man. I said, Mac is going to be 130, boy.
and see the thing, though, Pat, you're a realist. For all the SEC, SEC was not the toughest conference in college football this year. No, it was not. In years past, the SEC has been dominant. This year, it ain't been like that at all. So I don't want to hear nothing about, Bama and then the toughest conference in college football. Miss me with that narrative, man. This is this 2023. This ain't 2021, 2020, 2022. No, Georgia was the best team in college football, no question. They play in the SEC. But the SEC East, Georgia, and probably the next best team was Mizzou. Yeah. Florida, bad. South Carolina, bad. Tennessee, they just love Tennessee for some reason, but Tennessee was super inconsistent as well. You go out west to the SEC West, A&M, bad.
No.
Ole Miss, they're video game. Yeah, they're video game. They play video game. They don't really play real football like that. I just don't like their style of football. Yeah, Mississippi State
had no damn defense.
Yeah, y'all ain't have no defense, but you got a quarterback though. Yeah. Oh yeah, and we play LSU in the beginning of the season, which is the most difficult time to play someone because you don't know what they can provide.
Right.
And we were the only team that held LSU under 30 points.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm with you, Matt. I'm with you 100%, my brother.
I know you had a tough weekend because y'all lost, but you got a chance to right your wrongs and still get into the playoffs. My guys can't get into the playoffs.
No, they can't, man.
They can't get into the playoffs. Look, hey, look, good thing they don't have a committee that sit at a round table and watch y'all play and say, you know what? They don't need to get in. Oh, y'all wouldn't get in for sure because y'all got Trubisky. Y'all got y'all back. It don't even matter. Y'all can win every game. Y'all getting in because y'all got a backup quarterback. That's what the committee said. Well, the Steelers got a backup quarterback, and we don't think they would beat these other teams because they got a backup quarterback. So y'all wouldn't get in. You'd be right at home with me, watching Madden Power, drinking some of that expensive liquor that I can't pronounce.
Hell, good thing we got 5 more games. And you
better get them back. Because y'all ain't going to no playoffs with no backup quarterback, not with the committee. Committee ain't do that.
Committee hard in the yard, boy.
Boy, committee tough on the boy. Paid it players. Well, Florida State, man, stay strong, man. We got Georgia. And you know what's going to happen? When we play Georgia, if we beat Georgia, everybody gonna say, well, especially from the SEC, they don't they didn't want to be there because it ain't the national championship playoffs. They didn't want to be there. They had a lot of people who didn't play. So now it's like this game is just not even a game like that. Because if you beat them, well, they didn't want to be there. If you lose,
what the committee is saying. Is this me looking from the outside? You should only, obviously you have to beat the teams that you're, I guess like those off schedule games or whatever. I don't even know what you call them nowadays.
But non-conference games.
You basically have to win your significant games, man. No matter what the non-conference game scores are, no matter how impressive the games are, you have to win the significant games late in the year, period.
Yeah, no, Pat. The moral of the story is you can't have a quarterback get injured. I wonder what they would have done if Alabama quarterback was hurt and they won their last 2 games and they played with a backup. And they
played with 2 quarterbacks this year?
No, I'm saying at the end of the season. If Jalen Milroe was out for the year and they still won 2 games without their quarterback, I wonder what they would have said. Let's say Alabama barely beat Auburn, they barely beat Georgia with a backup quarterback. I wonder what they would have said. You think they would have got in still?
Probably. Probably. Just being honest.
And Michigan getting in, and they've been cheating.
Hey, Mac, I'm going to tell you what fired them people up too, though.
What?
The pregame speech that went viral that Nick gave.
I ain't see a speech. I was at the game. I was at the game.
Oh, man, that boy went crazy. I'm not to call him a boy.
Coach. Yeah, coach.
Yeah, Coach Saban went crazy. Coach Saban said, "My God, if he said what he said, he said if they want to say they're the big bad wolf or something like that, man." But he said, "Let's go out there and show them." I don't want to see a effing smile on Kirby's face after the game. He said, he went off, man. You gotta go see it. It was epic. It was epic. I think the committee saw that.
Listen,
the committee saw that.
Yeah. Eric just gave us, I forgot about this, Eric. Thank you. He said, imagine if they kept the Eagles out of the playoffs when Carson Wentz got hurt.
They wouldn't have won the Super Bowl.
I'm about to do that on Twitter on what they call the X right now. I'm about to do that right now.
They wouldn't have won the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl with their backup quarterback. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
They did. That's what I'm saying, though. I'm thinking about like you said, we play, to me, the ultimate team sport. Like 11 guys got to be on the same page at all facets of the game, at every moment of the game, or it's just not going to work. And if you get a group of guys that believe, anything can happen, man. Just like take the Baltimore Ravens for an example. When they won, what else? 2001?
With Trent Difford.
Yeah. No disrespect to Trent, but hell, everybody knew he couldn't throw the ball 15 yards out of his own shadow. But what they do?
Man. Nick Foles was a backup quarterback, led him to a championship.
Tomorrow will come back.
Man, listen here, man. Tomorrow. I don't know what to say about the committee, man. They need to be kicked in the ass, as I say.
Man, I knew that Alabama was going to get in there somehow, some way. It was just written, man. I mean, it's sad to say, but they're going to give Coach Saban every opportunity.
Hey, man, it is what it's. And like I said, Michigan, they've been cheating, stealing signs the last 3 years, and nobody ain't talking about that.
Hey, they've been crazy thing about it, back. We was talking about that too.
They stealing signs.
Michigan beat Ohio State the last 3 seasons, right?
Yep.
And when were they recorded to start stealing signs?
The last 3 seasons. But no, I got one even better for you. No one is talking about the 1 year, and Eric, look this up for me. The 1 year where Michigan was like, ooh, real stank out there, like real bad. They were real stank.
When they dropped the ball and they lost against.
No, Pat P. The COVID year. Look at Michigan record. They ain't have no fans in the stands. Remember, you couldn't have fans in the stands.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was.
So if you can't have fans in the stands, you can't have people going to do what? They were 2-4 that year. In 6 games with all that talent, Michigan was 2-4 the COVID year. Then the next year, what their record was the next year, Eric?
They lost 1 game, I think.
The year before, they were 9-4 in 2019. COVID year, they were 2-4. And then after that, the next year after COVID, 12-2. That's when it started kicking in. That's when they start stealing them signs. Then what they were in 2022, Eric?
Undefeated.
Because the last 3 years, they've been in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
13-1 in 2022. Look at that. So
that's what I'm saying, man.
The year after COVID, and they lost in the playoffs, so they were undefeated. So the year after COVID is when them sign stealing luxury started to kick in. Because COVID year, the stadium was empty. You played in the league. Y'all couldn't have nobody in the stadium, no fans. Right. So you couldn't send nobody to go scout, to go spy, and take no signs. And everybody that sit here and say, well, that ain't that big of a deal. I can tell you this much. When I was at Florida State, the type of talent I was, if I just knew or had an indicator if it's a run or pass, whoever going against me gets nothing. Because if I know if I know it's a pass, Pat P, I ain't studying no play action. I'm in one-on-one drills. I know a ball might be coming my way.
Man, Mac, I got one.
Right or wrong, Pat? Talk to me, Pat.
No, you're right. I got one even better for you. I forgot who was telling me this in the locker room. Because they was talking about all the sign things. It was like, man, it was one time. It was like a screenplay, right? But Ohio State had looked to the sideline and checked the play or whatever. Then the defensive line looked to the side. Well, the whole defense looked to the sideline or whatever, and then they gave them a sign. They said they ain't never seen defensive linemen stunt outward, and it ended up being a screen. They said the defensive lineman literally stood up, didn't rush the quarterback at all because they knew that it was going to be a screen, broke completely on the screen, and just blew the play all the way up.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
That's what I was told.
For folks that say that ain't no big deal.
No, that's a big deal.
Please. Imagine when you was at LSU and you just had an indicator when it's going to be a run or pass. You was already hell out there, but just imagine. Oh, yeah, now it's a run.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It's 3rd and 2 but I got a feeling that it's a pass. So I'm not running about no play action.
Right.
So think about the rushers, the guys that play on the front. If they just got an indicator knowing that if it's a run or pass, they pass rushing. It could be 3rd and 1. If they know it's a pass, they're not honoring nothing else. They're pass rushing.
Right. Exactly.
But Michigan, they've been cheating. And see, that's another reason why
they've been them for 3 games. So
they suspended the coach.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Pat P. The first 3 games he got suspended against, they played against East Carolina, Bowling Green.
Got suspended on the last 3 games, Matt, too.
And one of the games was against Ohio State. They were gonna beat Penn State anyway. They always beat Penn State.
What you want them to do there, Matt? What should they have done?
They shouldn't be bowl eligible. They shouldn't be eligible to participate in any postseason play.
I agree.
Because if you're suspending the head coach, you're admitting he and his team did something wrong.
Yep, I agree.
If you're suspending him, you're telling all of us there was some wrongdoing that he was a part of. And what is a part of him? His team.
And he's in control of the team.
And thank you, Pat. That's all I'm saying. Because if you say there was no wrongdoing, if all of our studying came back and they didn't do anything wrong, no suspension. Why are you suspending him for the final 3 games of the season?
That's what I said too, man. I said
there's a lot going on.
I feel like if you're going to suspend the coach, they shouldn't be bowl eligible.
No, they shouldn't.
Just because if you go back, I remember it's one of the reasons I didn't go to Florida State is when y'all was on the academic probation when all the guys got caught cheating on the off a midterm exam or something like that.
I don't remember that.
I do. But anyway, that's what happened. And y'all wasn't able to go to y'all couldn't play in no bowl games. I said, I ain't going there. So if y'all, taking away bowl games from guys who cheated on a test.
Yeah, a test.
They should have to get treated the same way.
A test.
Yeah, a test. A final exam?
I don't know what it was, but a test.
You know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know nothing about what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. 2008.
Well, I tell you this much. The last 3 years, Michigan got in the playoffs.
You've been a football historic, and I know you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bring it up.
I know Michigan was stealing signs, they say. I didn't say that's what they say. And he got suspended for something he did wrong.
And then the coach, what they say, the coach got rid of all the data?
Oh, no question. They like the Patriots, they destroyed the evidence. They destroyed the evidence.
So now we're gonna throw this in the lake, man. Y'all,
we're gonna get rid of this, boy. No question. If we're gonna just keep denying, we're gonna
Then they fired Buddy 2 weeks.
They got rid of Buddy, but he getting paid. He getting paid. He paid for life, Pat. What's his name? I forgot. Yeah, they fired him because he said he resigned because it was too much of a distraction. They gave that boy a nice send off.
Yeah, he quit himself.
Yeah, so he was too much of a distraction. He got a good check. He good. They might sneak him out to Pasadena. I bet he might be in the stands in Pasadena.
Boy, this is Mac. Put it past him.
Yeah, he could be in the stands in Pasadena, man, with some shades on, man. He's still a part of the team. We just don't know. He gonna buy his own ticket, quote unquote. Go out there to Pasadena.
Hey, boy, better get him a Walmart phone. Nobody can trace it.
No question. We know what's going on. You think that man was doing that on his own? Like, all of a sudden, I just want to go to other people's stadiums and see if I can get signs. So that means he's paying for his own airfare, paying for tickets, paying for hotels. Y'all think he was doing it on his own? That costs money.
And they punish who they want to punish the way they want to punish people, man.
Yeah, say it again, man. Pat, man, we got to do this quick Patriots preview, but yeah, man, they did us real dirty, man. And everybody can sit there and say, get over it. I will, but I got a right to feel how I feel. And another thing I'm going to say, and we're going to transition. Stop saying it's wrong, but defending what they did. That don't make sense to me. When you admit and say, yeah, they wrong for that, but then you're defending what they did. No, stop that.
Yeah, you got it wrong, man.
They got it wrong. It is what it is. We'll be back. Because one thing I know about us, we're gonna keep recruiting. We're gonna keep getting these transfers. That NIL money ain't slowing down no time soon. So they gotta come see us. They gotta come see about us. And when they do, all right. I'm sorry, Eric. We're gonna show up like the 49ers just showed up this past Sunday against Philly. I wonder if San Francisco would have beat Philly last year with their backup quarterback, their third string quarterback, would they been allowed to go to the Super Bowl? If it was a committee, they'd probably say no.
No, they would say no.
No. Stay tuned. Patriots preview coming up next. Patriots preview. Pat, y'all playing another Thursday game in what? In 1 month, in a span of 1 month. How do you feel about that? Do you like it? I think you guys, you know what? I think this Thursday night matchup is good because you just had a horrible loss and you're trying to get back in game action as fast as possible. So you don't have to wait a full week. Do you get the same vibes?
Oh, for sure. 100%. Tomorrow I'm probably going to feel a little different because that's when the body starts to feel a little bit sore on a Tuesday. So, but by the time Thursday roll around, I'll be ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is better when you're coming off a tough loss that we did in there against Arizona, to try to get that bad taste out of your mouth very, very soon. So, there is some perks and there is some downfalls to it, man. So, but this week is definitely, in my opinion, is more perks than anything. So we can get back out there on the grass, man, on our home turf, to give our fans something better to cheer for, and also get that bad taste out of our mouths, man, because that was not a good performance, my last outing.
Impressions of Bailey Zappi. Bailey played a little bit last year. He's not. I don't think they're going back to Mac Jones. They played against the Chargers, who, oh, by the way, they're a bad defense. Their secondary play has really been, not good. But they had success against Bailey Zappi. When you're playing against a quarterback, there's not a lot of tape out on. What's the vibe? Number one, at this point for you guys got to feel like there's desperation. You got to win. And Bailey Zappi is next. You can't really overlook anyone in the National Football League. But for you guys, you're playing against a guy that lacks experience, man. What needs to be done?
Oh man, we got to jump on that football team early, man. Like I said, we can't give them any hope. It's another 2-win ball club that's rolling into here. We have to learn and find a way to have that killer instinct, because that's what we're going to need in the postseason, man. Because every team is going to be good. Every team is going to have their starting quarterback. Every team is going to be positioned to be in the postseason. So what are we going to do different to start to separate ourselves? And this is the time of the season. This is not saying that this team, their record saying that they're a bad team, and we got to show that their record is why it's their record. We can't have these guys, hanging around. We got to go out there and find a way to create that instinct, man. And I think that's something that we have to find within ourselves. In the latter part of the season is that killer instinct, because ain't no time. There's no more time to be wasted. There's not, like I talked about early on in the show, the margin of error is very, very small.
Yep.
So we have to, if we have the desire to be what we envision ourselves being, like we just gotta, like ain't no ifs and buts about it. We gotta create and grow a killer instinct.
And you can't lose this ball game.
No, that ain't no ifs and buts about it. We can't.
No, this is game 7.
Like BA used to always tell us, man, good ball clubs on you don't lose 2 in a row, and we damn sure can't lose to two-win teams.
Another 2-win team. No, you just lost to one. Okay, that
not happen, man.
But you can't lose a 2-win team led by Bailey Zappi. So I don't care what happens, you got to win.
That can't happen.
Yeah, because if y'all lose, boy, I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna throw up. But yeah, if y'all lose, this ain't gonna be good. We ain't losing. I'll tell you this much: it's gonna be a low scoring game.
Very low.
My prediction: Steelers win 13-6. That's ugly. So for all you Thursday night fans out there, it ain't gonna be entertaining. But I can care less. I just want to win. It's gonna be 13-6. Whatever happens, I ain't giving no more prediction outside just winning.
That is it.
That's all I'm doing. 13-6. The over-under is gonna be low anyway. The over-under might be set at 30. I don't know. It probably could be something low anyway. Super low. I'm going 13-6.
Hey, what's the record on the
lowest game?
Yeah, the lowest under, or I guess like I don't know what you call that.
I don't think I don't think I ever seen a total in regards to an under set at like 20. I've seen like 32, 33.
Okay.
The lowest I've seen probably like 30.
Eric, do your research, man. Let's see what history low.
I bet.
What you call it?
The under, over under.
Over under. There you go. What is the history?
I bet y'all's game probably set like at 30.
I mean, I can see that.
It probably set at 30.
28 is the lowest ever.
Dang.
Pat Steelers 32.5.
Dang, that's pretty low.
We'll see what happens.
Dang. Yeah, well, I got the my prediction is 13-6 Steelers win, Pat P. Get us a victory, man. Get you a good victory, Pat P. And you have a great weekend.
Yeah, man. Then watch everybody else up.
No question. There you have it. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I've been a little bit. Please give me. Pat says the 48-hour rule. Nah, for me.
I said 24. I ain't said no 48. That's too long, man. 24.
Well, it's not even 48 for me, man.
24, man.
So until next time, get you some rest.
Go
get that win. We'll talk next week.
Yes, sir. Peace.